insightful, provocative, honest to a fault. You better find your safe space. The Nick Johnson Show is about to begin.
Well, welcome back. We officially made it out of Election Day, and we're all alive. The sunrise, the sunset, we all live to see another day. My name is Nick Johnson. I'm Connecticut's conservative millennial, the blue-collar conservative, all of the above. You can find me at theconservativemill.org, facebook.com/NickJohnsonCT, and YouTube and SoundCloud at The Nick Johnson Show. Lot to cover, and we're going to do it relatively quickly. Obviously, if you're anywhere in America, if you're anywhere in the world, and you woke up this morning, you know that Donald Trump is the future 45th president of the United States of America. And it's been a long road for him, for us, for myself. But nevertheless, it was a historic victory. I have to give him credit and give credit where credit is due. He defied all of the odds. He was, in every sense of the term, the underdog. He had the media against him. He had every person on the left against him. He had Hillary against him, her whole coalition, her whole regime, just gunning for him. Even the Republican Party, a good majority, including myself, for a good amount of time. And that's why I had mentioned the journey for myself. I ended up voting Trump, and I kind of say that now with a little sense of pride. And I never foresaw that. I never expected that I was going to vote for Trump. I never thought that I would feel okay with it, and I never thought I would feel any sense of anything positive on November 9th. And it's a little contradictory for me to say that, because if you've been following along, if you've listened to anything that I've done, you know that I've been saying November 9th was going to be the day that we all have to come together. Win or lose, whoever we wanted, it didn't matter. That we needed to come together, we needed to unite on this day, because that's the most important thing out of all of this. And that was what made this Trump vote, this whole election, very difficult for me. Because there was so much about Trump that I didn't like. And I was at the point, I think I had somewhat of a quarter-life crisis. I did turn 25 this year, and this has just been a wild election. 2 weeks ago, I was up here railing against the two-party system and endorsing Evan McMullen. A part of me has no regret of that. I feel slightly foolish and completely willing to admit that I voted for Trump after that. And the walk to Trump for me was very difficult and slow-paced, and I really dragged my feet. And I didn't know that I was going to vote, and didn't decide that I was going to vote for Trump until I woke up on Tuesday. And I've learned so much from this whole election cycle, being as involved as I've been, going out to the Trump rally, meeting Donald Trump, following along with everything on both sides of the aisle, both candidates, and just completely diving into this in a way that I never have. I think I'm going to take that approach, that obviously I'm going to pay attention, absorb the information, and consider throughout the process, but it literally took me until the day of that I woke up and said, well, I think I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And like I said, that process was very slow and torturous at times. And I queued up an audio clip because I do want you to understand how I came to that vote and kind of what went through my mind. And I'm going to do that as quickly as I can. So I queued up a few videos here. This was the moment, and this was at the RNC. This is when this was Trump's acceptance speech of the nomination. And it was in this moment that I thought I was sure that I was not going to vote Donald Trump. And it was because of what he said. And I got that ready for you here.
Nobody knows the system better than me. which is why I alone can fix it.
It was that moment, that right there, and that was only 20 seconds, and I could probably play a little bit more, and we can dive a little deeper, but we don't need to, because that was it. The I alone can fix it. That was what scared me about Trump, and I think rightfully so to some degree, because I knew. And throughout this whole election, I had been saying it, that no matter what, we, the American people, had to come together on November 9th, whether your candidate won or your candidate lost. And to hear him say, I alone can fix it, made me think that his priorities were in the wrong place, that this was about him. This was another man looking to secure a legacy, that this was about building the Trump brand, building his image, and I alone can fix it. And I didn't agree with that. But by no means did I feel like at this moment this was my guy. Throughout the primaries, I was a Ted Cruz guy. And, seeing the whole battle between them, it was very annoying to me. And seeing what I thought Ted Cruz is a legitimate, viable candidate who was very rooted in his principles and just seemed like a genuinely good guy for what it's worth. I mean, I trust politicians as far as I could throw them. And I lump Trump into that category, too. Just because he's not a politician doesn't mean he automatically earns my trust. It works the same way as far as that goes. So when I heard him say, I alone can fix it, I knew that would divide us. If he continued on that path that I alone can fix it, no, what you have to say is irrelevant. I don't believe you. I don't buy it. That attitude I thought was not going to be healthy for us, because we needed to come together. Whether he won or whether Hillary won, she alone couldn't fix it. It's our responsibility to come together, work together, and fix it together. So that was what completely put me off of Trump. And, the whole media bashing him about the video, the sex tape video, whatever, not even sex tape, the sex video thing on the bus with Billy Bush. Those things I see are as they're just trying to whack his character. And I do take the character very seriously, but I was looking more for a leader in what his policies would be. So those types of things, whether, he called it locker room talk, some people call it sexual harassment. That was, in some degree, it was kind of irrelevant, as difficult as that may be to process for you. Because seeing the corruption in Hillary and seeing all those negative things not being highlighted by the media made me think, well, this is just, they're just dragging him through the mud, and they're just trying to destroy his character, therefore destroy his candidacy. So I tried to disregard that as much as I could. And what I realized after I went on this whole rant about Evan McMullin and third parties, and I do think that people should vote third party, and I hope that did inspire people to get out there and vote third party, because we should vote for what we believe in. Now, what I found was that there was things about Evan McMullin that in my short-sightedness that I hadn't taken the time to see before. On the surface, he seemed like a great guy, seemed like he had the same principles as me, and for the most part, he does. There was things that I disagreed with his position on TPP agreement, global warming, and relatively speaking, he passed the old Reagan 70% test. But at the same time, I realized that if I was going to vote for him when I disagreed with him on things, and he had no chance of winning realistically, the only thing that he had a chance of was winning Utah and stealing Utah from Trump, I decided, well, let me at least try and suck it up and vote for Trump and hopefully protect conservatism the best I could. And I don't necessarily know if putting the future of conservatism in Trump's hand is the best idea, but nevertheless, this is where we are. Excuse me, I'm getting over a little bronchitis here. This is what I get for making fun of Hillary Clinton for coughing. throughout her whole election. Oh, God. No, I'm never going to stop either. So that was my election day thought process. Jeez. Wow, sorry. So that's why I ended up getting out and voting Trump. I knew he was the best chance at winning, defeating Hillary, and possibly giving us a chance, conservatives a chance to fight another day. And I felt a bit validated when I woke up this morning. I fell asleep around 12. I couldn't stay up to do the whole thing. I got work at 6 o'clock in the morning. As excited as I was, I'm realistic. I have to wake up for work. But when I heard his speech that he had made in the early hours in the morning today, which I have some highlights here for you, it made me feel okay with the decision I made, because we thought he was just this terribly divisive character, and he had no intention of doing anything positive. He was just trying to divide everyone with his rhetoric and all these things. And hearing his acceptance speech was a little bit comforting. So I got that for you here. It's queued up for you.
I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us. It's about us. On our victory. I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans. For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country. It's been what they call a historic event, but to be really historic, we have to do a great job. And I promise you that I will not let you down. It's my honor. It was an amazing evening. It's been an amazing 2-year period. And I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was a great speech. That was not what I expected at all. And to hear him say it's about us, right in the very beginning, it's about us. And I know you can't see the video. Maybe you didn't see the speech, but he was acknowledging his audience and the American people through the camera. And hearing, for even the people that were against me, I need your guidance. And in order for this to be a real historic event, we have to do a great job. Like, he hit the nail on the head for me, and I knew throughout this election that I wasn't really going to be happy with the result either way. I mean, that was the general consensus of the majority of Americans, that they didn't like either one of these candidates, that nobody was going to be, for the most part, not a lot of people were going to be very enthused regardless of the result. And that's why I've chosen to hop on this Trump bandwagon. And I mean, you say I got the Make America Great Again hat on. I got this one right behind me that was signed by him. Like I said, I went to the Trump rally. I was able to meet Trump. And I've jumped on this bandwagon because we have to, right? He's the next president. And rather than remaining divided, we need to be able to come together, because he needs to be good. We need to support him, no matter if you like him or you don't like him, because it's about us. It's about the country. It's about making America better and creating a better future for us. And we got to try something different. The past 8 years, we've been lagging. We haven't made the progress that Obama thinks we've made. The average American is struggling. And to be able to have some positivity, regardless of whether or not you voted for him, whether or not this was your guy. He wasn't my guy. I mean, I dragged my feet voting for him. I was in filling out my ballot, and I sat there and I was just staring for a few minutes, and I was really thinking. And we just have to be able to move forward. We have to see the positive in anything that gets thrown our way, because we could be miserable all we want. We could riot. We could protest. We're actually going to talk about California and the Cal exit, or the Calexit. I'm not quite sure what they're really calling it or pronouncing it as. That's a result of Donald Trump being elected, which is similar to Brexit, if you didn't catch on right there. Um, I just knew that we need to accept it. We don't have to love it. We don't have to like it, but we have to live together. We have to work together. We have to sit down at the table and eat together with our family. Even if this I'm sure divided families. I'm sure there's many arguments at the dining room table about Hillary versus Trump. At the end of the day, all we have is each other. We can't put our faith just in one man or one woman. We have to come together, and we have to have faith in each other. We have to support each other. We have to be there for each other. So this is my challenge to you today. I did it. I haven't got much of a response yet, but I reached out to somebody on my timeline, on my newsfeed that I'm acquainted with that is a devout Hillary supporter. This person was pretty much given the same opportunity that I was throughout this election to meet their candidate, or I was able to meet Trump. They were able to meet Hillary. Very involved, very dedicated to their movement. And my challenge is to reach out to these people, and any one of them, and just find common ground. Talk to them like a human being. I know this is a day of celebration and everyone's happy. We're going to make America great again for those that supported Trump. But put yourself in the other person's shoes. I know that initially I would be very, very upset if Hillary won. This would be a very bad day. I wouldn't. I don't even know how I would be feeling. So I'm not asking you to baby anybody. I'm asking you to search for the most decent part of you. And I know it's there. We all have it. And just swallow your pride. Your guy won. Okay, it's cool. Be happy. But reach out. Talk to them. Find common ground. How are we going to move forward? That's what's important, because we can gloat and we could brag and we could enjoy it for as long as we can. But just like Trump said, it's not historic if they don't do a good job. And if he doesn't do a good job, this is going to be the most critical president. Or I mean to say, they will be so critical of this president that anything he does, he will be completely blasted for it. So they're going to try to tear him down. They're going to try to destroy his presidency, and we need to work through that. And we can't be out for vengeance. We have to collaborate here. So I want to just touch on this Calexit thing. Apparently, just like when Obama got elected and Texas was looking to secede, we're having the same thing go on in California. I'm reading this from the Business Insider. It says Calexit is swiftly taking over social media. After Donald Trump won the race to the White House, people across California took to social media Tuesday night to call for Calexit, or Calexit, the California exit, recalling Brexit, Britain's push to leave the European Union. As the topic continues to trend on Twitter, Californians in favor of seceding from the U.S. will gather today on the steps of the Capitol in Sacramento. These people are dead serious. They want to leave. Just like we saw a lot of people that pledged to leave if Trump got elected and to leave to go to a foreign country. I don't know what will come of this. I will keep my eye on it. But I really I just heard about this in the last hour, so this is very new to me. I'm going to follow as much as I can and try to figure out what's going on here. But this is where we're at, and it's not good. It's definitely not good. I understand people's right to protest and their right to be upset. I don't know if this is the best way to go about it. We'll find out. I mean, who knows? I don't think that they will actually. Oh, I'm seeing right. It aims to hold a referendum in 2019 that, if passed, would make California an independent country. They're serious. So, we're on the wait and see here. keep your eye on it. If you hear anything about it, reach out to me. I'm going to be tracking it the best I can. A couple more things, and we're going to get into a speed round. I'm pumped about this. A speed round of Go Fund Yourself. I want to make this a thing. I want to make this every time I do a show to do this. So we're going to make it a quick one. We're already running late here. But before that, I recently posted on my Facebook page, facebook.com/NickJohnsonCT. This was a few hours ago, and I'll read it to you here. While Trump pulled through with a historical upset last night and is now officially the next president of the United States, I do have some concerning news. The picture below shows an electoral map that strictly depicts the millennial vote. And I'm wondering how they get this information. I mean, it's interesting to find that out. I'm going to look into that. I went on to say the conservative movement and the Republican Party have both been severely damaged during this election. That is undeniable. Furthermore, millennials have surpassed the baby boomer generation. They are currently the largest living generation and now number 75.4 million Americans. And evidently, according to the picture that I posted, they tend to favor Democratic candidates. This map clearly illustrates that conservatives will be facing very difficult odds in future elections. So this right now, this is my call to all conservatives, so all conservative millennials in the country, especially throughout Connecticut, which I'm sure is very few, but we're working on that. It is now time to plan for the future. We need to rediscover, reform, and rebrand our message. We need to learn how to connect and communicate with our peers so they can better understand our fundamental principles, which the majority, the primary principles come from the document, that the second sentence in the document that's right behind me, the Declaration of Independence. That all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is where we begin. That is where it is all based around. And we need to get started on getting this message clear and working through all the isms and the things that we're called. The sexist, the misogynist, the Islamophobia. We need to work through everything that they throw at us in a sophisticated manner. And we need to be able to speak through the noise and really get our message across. Because we have an entire generation of voters that will be voting Democrat and more than likely socialist for a very long time. And that's why I had such a tough time getting myself to vote for Donald Trump. Because I know, and this confirmed it, that this could be, with these statistics in place, that the millennial generation is now, we're the highest, the biggest generation. We take up the most amount. We're going to be facing people that are going to be very critical of those who voted for Trump in this election. That is what they will resort to. If this doesn't work out, if Trump is a complete and utter failure, conservatism will go with it. And that's why I had such a tough time putting my faith in Donald Trump to do a good job and to not blow this. Because if he does, I'm convinced, and if he does blow this, and we do not take steps now to reform and reorganize and rebrand, this will be the end of conservatism if he takes it down with him. And that, to me, it's something that needs our attention immediately. We can't gloat, we can't brag, we can't run off of this high for the next 4 years because your guy got elected. We have to start thinking forward now before it's too late. So that was that. Now, speed round of Go Fund Yourself. Now, this just came to me on the way home. I guess I'm gonna save the best for last here. So I'm actually gonna start letting you know what I search for. So I go on GoFundMe. I literally, there's a search bar right there. I just type in things. This is how I get to these. So I search new Jordans. So here we got. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. Nice pair of Jordans on there. Description is, I love these shoes. If you donate, I will follow you on all social media platforms and give you shout-outs. This guy hasn't raised any money. It doesn't even say his name on here, which is probably better off. I don't want to destroy this kid. But I respect it. And here's why. I'm starting to find some small level of respect for these people, even though they have absolutely no pride whatsoever. But he's willing to barter. And I think at this point, I think I might need his help. I think I might have to donate to him just to get more followers. Maybe get a share out of this because it's been tough. It's been tough. Hey, whatever your name is, you want your Jordans? Go fund yourself. Oh, next victim, this guy. Oh my God. I am wondering if this is fake. I really hope you could see this guy. He's like giving the kissy duck face thing. He posted his name, so let's just roast Alex Norris. I can't believe this is real. If it is real, I'm beyond myself here. It says my name is Alex Norris, and I'm trying to raise $100,000 to help me pay my child support. My baby mama has taken all my money, and I can't even get the new Cadillac. I'm not kidding. This is what it says. I can't even get the new Cadillac truck I want or buy the new Jordans that came out because all my money is going to her. The $100,000 will go towards back child support, current child support, and future child support, and this is what I'm wondering if this is fake, and some 28-inch rims for my truck. I mean, this guy could be real. This is the icing on the cake. My man, he says, also, it will help me go to Dallas, Texas for my brother's boat and hose party. Thanks. Dude, I appreciate the honesty. Like, you're trying to get to your brother's boat and hose party, man. 28-inch rims on your truck, your future child support, your baby mama. Yo, Alex, my man. Go fund yourself. The best. This is what made me think about this on the way home. I'm thinking about Miley Cyrus. I think Lady Gaga was one of them. Who else was up there? Samuel L. Jackson. All these people that said, if Trump wins, I'm leaving. I'm going to Canada. They actually, I don't know if you heard this, they actually crashed the Canadian website to try to get into Canada, to figure out how they can go about it. But this is what led to this search. I was thinking about this on the way home. And so I get onto GoFundMe. I type in move to Canada. So here we got Melissa Velasquez here. 130 shares. And I actually think I didn't see how much she got. She's trying to raise $30,000. I think she actually got some donations on this. So here she goes. I can't live in a country where Donald Trump is president. He is poison and will only cause unrest and damage. Please help me raise enough money to relocate my family. Please, I promise you, you will always have a place to visit outside of the U.S. I'm looking at the following countries, seriously. And then she posts a link to a Huffington Post article. Places to move if Trump gets elected. I've seen this so much on Facebook, on everywhere I go. You're leaving because Trump got elected. Why? Why are you? Why? You're going to bail on your country because something you don't like happened. If it were the other way around, you would be jumping for joy. You would be rubbing it in our faces. You already thought you won. Hillary supporters, they already thought they won. And that's what made this election special to me. Not even the fact that Trump won. It was just that there was so much arrogance from the Hillary Clinton campaign. And they just thought they had it in the bag, and seeing her prepare for her celebration and the fireworks over the Hudson River that she had to cancel, and all that money wasted, for what? For what? to gloat and to brag and to celebrate. Anyways, Melissa Velasquez, I'm not donating for you to move out of the country. You made this decision to want to leave the country that has employed you and kept you safe and given you a place to live for however long you've lived here. And now something you don't like happened, and you want to bail, and you want us to pay for it. Melissa Velasquez, go fund yourself. And that's it. That's all we got. This is the election roundup. We're done. It's over. We survived. It's been fun. We're moving forward. This whole show, everything that you see, it's going to change. This little set studio behind me, everything will be the same. We're rebranding. I'm getting some people to team up with me. We're going to get some really good heads together, heads better than mine. And we're really going to start moving forward here. And that's all I got. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the election results or hate them. It's your choice. Either way, we'll live to see another day. Peace out, America.